I greet everybody. Oh, salam alaikum to everybody. How everybody day? And join me as I go through the internet to see what is going on, Wetin Dey Happen for Nigeria, Wetin dey sup, Wetin the things where they happen for our obodo Nigeria, Wetin dey happen for obodo Nigeria, and of course this one TikTok special. May we see how we go fit run this parole till when we go move to the other segments, of other regions where we really want to have our people join us. All right, we have other regions where we need everybody to really join us. Really, other regions there. But I'm just going through the internet to see. And of course, the very first one that jumped at me is Yahoo boys have led to an increase in rents in both rural and urban areas. Hmm. Yahoo boys enable and contribute to police brutality. They fuel the stigmatization. Hmm. Yahoo boys have led the people's demise through reckless and ritual. Yahoo boys have led to many Nigerians losing great job opportunities. They are the reason why certain clothes items are expensive, like jeans. They have spoiled the dating pool. Yahoo boys are the reason why a lot of vendors overcharge. Tell me why anyone sensible will support such. They are a serious problem to us all. Hmm. This is a Nigerian called Daniel Rega. Daniel Rega is expressing himself here, really, about the Yahoo boy situation. What do you think about it, really? Right? What do you think about the Yahoo boy situation? People are complaining about them. Are you one of those that do not really support their activities, really? What can you say about the activities of the Yahoo boys? Wow, thank you so much for your support. Wow, thank you very much indeed. And I have so much support on TikTok. And I don't know if we have people listening to us. So no, not yet. Very clear. Wow. So you just move with me as we go through the internet together. Right. Let's go through the internet together. Well, this is what today on my show I challenged Nigeria for not producing its own fighter jets. In case you don't know, to develop the JF Thunder fighter jet, Pakistan and China spent $250 million each. Just for information, President Tinubu have spent $150 million to buy Tokumbo plane. For the ignorant ones, it is not that Nigeria can't develop its own fighter jet. We just have leaders that prioritize waste over development. I think this is quite serious. This is quite serious, really. Hmm. This is Rufai Oseni, one of our most prominent journalists in Nigeria, a very vocal mind who doesn't who don't mince words, really, to call out any body within the government, right? Really pouring out his mind. He's pouring out his mind that something is wrong somewhere. That it seems as though the APC government is more focused on wasteful spending. Thank you so much, Babalola, for joining this live stream. Thank you so much. And this is Rufai Oseni basically challenging Nigerian government for not producing its own fighter jets. In case you don't know, to develop the JF Thunder fighter jets, Pakistan and China spent $250 million each. Thanks for your information. Just for your information, President Tinubu spent $150 million to buy a Tokumbo plane. That is more than half of that. If you want to produce a fighter jet, we will use something within the realms of just a quarter of $1 billion. All right. So, Rufai Hussein is simply saying for the ignorant ones, it is not that Nigeria can't develop its own fighter jets. We just have leaders that prioritize waste over development. Do you agree with this? I think I agree with this 100%. 100%. With the look of things, the APC government really, if you want to calculate how much money APC government don't really waste, the kind of money we don't go to waste under this administration, you cannot comprehend it really. You cannot comprehend it. The level of wastage is unfathomable. The level of wastage. So we have come online today early enough just to really engage with our YouTube and what TikTok family. We want to really start early enough. Then we'll join the X family sometimes later during live stream. This is a comment by Queen of AAC. I am on X really. I'm on X. You're just going with me on X, right? APC didn't win because Nigeria's love suffering. They won because they organized better than the opposition. Now, better point we Queen of AAC raised up. APC didn't win because Nigerians love suffering. They won because they organized better than the opposition. Well, can I really consist that really? No. Compared to how much money that goes into that organization. There is hardly anything that you can organize in Nigeria without funding. And it is that funding that is the cocoa of the matter here. Now that funding na im dey cause wahala. Na im dey make him be like still they are organized. What is really organized? Go to any of their rallies, you see chaos. Chaos. People stand in the sun throughout. All right. And of course, when it is time to share money, is the survival of the fittest. So what is organization there? They are just organized to buy people's conscience. I think that is just the truth. Um, this is not just me blowing things out of proportion. This is how it is. They have, and of course, I just came out of a TikTok live when throughout I spent not less than 3 hours on that TikTok live. The host were basically saying, "Yeah, he's a neutral person. He speaks truth to power." All of a sudden, the City Boys movement invaded that live TikTok live, and they were donate basically giving gifts, lions, money guns, money guns, whales, universe, caps, flowers, omo. Come see how host change mouth. Pa pa pa. I just leave the live now, and we'll be talking about the state of the nations really. We're discussing about the state of the nation. But all of a sudden, the host just, omo, host they sing on your mandate we shall stand. Host wey dey talk say im dey neutral. Dey talk say shey im go sing the song abi e no go sing. He say im go sing am now since he don see gift of baby lions, giraffe, whales, money guns, all these things wey dey be say na money. If you translate am, all these gifts na money in dollars, right? So papapa host talk say im go sing mandate and he sing on your mandate you shall stand. This is the kind of organization that people ascribe to APC. But I think it's unfair on the parties that don't have the money. And of course, is it a crime not to have, excess money to spend? Is it a crime to have excess money to spend? Is it a crime? I don't think it's a crime to have excess money. Not to have excess money to spend. It is not a crime. But it seems as though the APC administration has demonized not having enough money. So they will overpower you at every front. They will do it. They overpower you at every front. everywhere where you go they do it in, they overpower you and abuse you that you are not organized. It's a very ruthless way of basically causing a problem and accusing those that you have that they are the victim. You're accusing them of not organizing enough. And a lot of people who are basically conscious Nigerians, they fall into this this blackmail really. Hmm. Ogun State Police to charge TikToker Mirabel for fabricated rape claim. Gavi returns to Barcelona training after knee surgery recovery. Wizkid poses with Farrell and dines with Benin president's son in Paris. Hmm. I think let's take a look at this one first. This is a very interesting because I've heard about that. I believe many of us must have known this lady. She's very she went viral really. She went viral not quite long on her case. She said she was raped and no, she said she was forcefully you know sexual stuff was carried out on her without her consent. I believe TikTok have a way of flagging some of these things really. So one have to be very, very careful really. Thank you so very much everybody for joining the TikTok live. So many of us are used to this lady. Mirabel should be charged with false information and not false accusation. She didn't accuse anybody. The penalty for false information is 7 years. Wow. So it turns out that this young lady came out to the social media to actually around February 19, Mirabel posted on TikTok claiming a stranger broke into her Ugijo apartment, you know, sexually harassed her, slashes her thighs, and taunted her online. Activist Very Dark Man exposed her confession in a phone call where she admitted faking the attacker's account under the influence of drug, prompting Ogun State Police to plan her arrest for giving false information. The incident fueled heated discussion and many demanding she refund donors and face jail to protect real victims, while others feared it might silence genuine survivors. Police are holding her in custody as they prepare charges. This is quite unfortunate, really. Quite unfortunate, and this is setting a very wrong precedent, really. This is setting a very dangerous precedent for real victims of sexual abuse, really. And well, now cause am now. And I don't like make person talk true, really. And I don't like make person really come out and look at it now. We will say we dey talk about how country go better. Look at our numbers. But when you hear this kind of people have figured you out, all right, they know the kind of thing that gets you excited. If it's about talking about system that will protect women, many of you will not pay attention to it. Yeah, you're not go pay attention to that one. All right. If it's about talking about building a system that will protect our women, like this one way they do for here now, say we they enlighten people, they bring information to your notice, all of these things. Now not go pay attention. But when it's something that is sensational like this, all of the likes, all of the comments, all of the look at our go to our our page now. Although our last video is doing well at the moment, our last AI video is doing well. But for the most part, we the energy way people they give this kind sensation, this kind pity story, the kind pity story is very, very huge. And many people seems to have figured it out. And of course, they use and popularize themselves. Even if there's a risk of going to jail, people don't mind. And of course, it tells you the length that our youth can go to in terms of the chance to gain popularity in Nigeria. The length people can go through to just have attention. We are in a world of attention, attention span, popularity. People don't want to look at the substance of things before they jump into it. Now, the kind of world we would be that, eh, a world of sensation, of lies and deceit. And I will talk and say, even in our political terrain, hope say you are not guilty of the same thing. Maybe say you are moved by the crowd. So for some people now, if they never see say about 1,000 people they like a particular post, they don't go like that post. They don't go follow them. They don't go share them. They don't go even want view them. Once they see say that particular post has like 10 views or 15 views, they just scroll immediately. Or they come to a live and they see say that live no get more than 10 people wey dey there. They go just scroll. They go scroll immediately. Immediately. All right. But once it's about someone, masturbating on the live, or perhaps revealing titties and some private sensitive areas of the human body, or perhaps somebody making a sexual sound in the background, you see as people go full that place. People go do it in. People go full that place. Or somebody doing one kind of funny dance. All right. Someone that is dancing. Hey, people go full there. People want to see how person they dance. People want to see how person they make noise sexually. If it's not about giveaways, go see some people there. All right. If it's about nation building, like what they do now, people no go too show. People no get interest in nation building. All right. Waiting go build the nation. Waiting go make us be better youths with dignity. Dignity. All right. People no get interest. But when it is about a fake story, pa pa pa, people go jump on them straight. All right. People go jump on them immediately. Look at where I am right now. I'm with a post with biggest mark. I am not. This is not a planned something. All right. I'm just going through the internet generically, and I'm just reacting to the internet as I am saying it. All right. At some point, many money from Ford Foundation. That's by the way. I listened to you on a space yesterday where you dismissed leaders in the AES as Boy Scouts, and I have a couple of questions for you. You said you agree with reclaiming the African narrative, but you don't seem to want anyone pointing fingers at the West. I am curious at how you want to achieve that when the same West controls much of Africa's media. You seem to favor Nigeria's, indeed Africa's, prioritizing holding their leaders accountable, in quotes, as opposed to addressing the issues from the roots, which is imperialism. Yet, a few years ago, you admitted it was pointless exposing such structures in Africa, as nothing meaningful usually comes out of it. You said that when you started Sarah Reporters, you did a wide range of expose on people in power structures in Nigeria, and Nigerians did nothing. Doesn't that tell you that problems stretches beyond Nigerian leaders, who are, by the way, controlled by the same Western powers? You seem to favor protest, which looks like a good idea. But each time you step out on the front line, I still see groups being controlled and financed and same foreign influences side by side with you. So how exactly do you want to reclaim this narrative since you are not a big fan of the AES and are successfully pushed away imperial actors with money? All right, and this is in reaction to a particular post by Omoyele Sowore. And I will read that post also then, be able to form my own view on this whole thing. All right, some 20 years ago, the media platform Sarah Reporters was launched in New York, and the landscape of journalism has been has never been the same. What began as a bold experiment in citizens driven investigative reporting grew into a disruptive force that challenged entrenched power, amplified unheard voices, and redefined accountability in the Nigerian and African media. It shifted the balance, providing journalism could be fearless, borderless, and uncompromising. Sarah Reporters at 20 report yourself. This is what I looked like in February 2006, the day Sarah Reporters was launched in New York City. Okay, let me look at how it looked like. Okay, this is how it looks like. Hmm. When Sahara Reporters was launched in 2006. Wow, interesting, interesting. And of course, this is one of the presidential, hopeful in Nigeria. A reporter who has shaken the foundation of this country by citizens reporting. You know, and there is a guy who well, I will not want to go hard on this my oga. Really, it's not my oga. I don't know him from anywhere, but he calls himself Big Max. But people will make comments about Sarah Reporters is 20 years today. Wow, that is years of service. 20 years of not being compromised, by politicians. 20 years of bringing reporting to the people. Now, the same thing wey we dey do for here, right? The very same thing wey we dey do for civic space, where we say we dey bring, media to you in the right perspective, really. Make we show you how as thing be in the right perspective. Wey say we no go lie no go dey. And of course, you can pick up the mic and speak. You can pick up the mic and have a say and get yourself heard. If you drop any comment, we would see it. So let me read some comments. I can see some comments really. Very frustrating. It shows the priorities of Nigerians. Nigeria world. Thank you so very much, Ogami. Thank you so much for that comment. It's nice to have you join the live. Thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this live. I can only see because I'm using a streaming platform to come online. I am not really up to 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers yet, so we cannot really launch the live stream from the phone. So there's a bypassing that we have to subscribe to a restreaming platform, and that is why we are able to come. So please, if you have not followed us, if you are yet to be one of our followers, please consider. If you like exactly what we do, reporting, interactions, deliberation, being open, really. I think if you are yet to follow us, please do that now. Thank you so very much. And of course, we are very unbiased and we are priceless, just like Shore and Sarah Reporters celebrating 20 years today. You know, he does not give his platform for advert for politician. He doesn't. He has that record. All right. So I think you can see from that person's comments, somebody's already rebooting him here. Said you forgot where he said he had fought again military dictators like some badge of honor. He clearly doesn't like the military dictators, but no one is asking what his democratic leaders has achieved so far. And I think this is a very flawed, comment, really. So because he fought the military, the Nigerian military, basically, and because the Nigerian civilian government have not produced anything substantial, does that discredit his fight against the military? And of course, that is even the more reason why anybody should be military government should not be the norm all over the world. This is just common sense. But some of us we have read history quite enough to really know that there are exceptions to the case, like the likes of Thomas Sankara now is an exception to these are revolutionary, ideological officers. Even Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is also proven to be revolutionary, and of course, with his workings, we can see some level of an ideological, revolutionary positions right there. But that would not mean that we should actually encourage military overthrows all over the world, or perhaps even encourage it. No, but there are circumstances when it happens, the usual thing to do is to return back to civilian rule or facilitate a smooth process, because that's supposed to just reset the system. Let's just face it. When there is military interventions like that. The whole idea is to really reset the system, try to recalibrate the system, and return the power back to the people for them to really choose who becomes their next leaders. But in the case whereby the military remain perpetually in power, then what you are saying is that you are encouraging, you know, dictatorship. That is, you are dictating on the people. But if the people really endorse a particular leader to be their head of, and that person to step down as a military and just run as a people's candidate, and if so far they want him to remain there and is doing their, is serving the people, then that is their own unique circumstances. But our own unique circumstances in Nigeria, how do you would you really want a Nigerian military, you know a Nigerian military intervention in the scheme of things as it is right now? Is it going to add to our problem or remove from it? That is the question to ask. Is the military intervention in Nigeria going to add to our issues, or are you going to deduct from it? Let me read some comments. It shows the priority of Nigerians very frustrating. So thank you so very much, Niger Watchdog. Thank you, thank you so much. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So we must be careful in drawing some of these parallel, so that we no go dey compare ourselves with others when our priorities or perhaps our circumstances dey different. Our circumstances do wetin dey different, so we cannot compare ourselves. But it is very necessary to emphasize civilian rule, and of course we cannot take that away from Nigeria, from Omoyele Sowore. All right, so let me not pay attention to this comment. Let me just move to other interesting parts of the what I have sent today online. Of course, millions of Nigerians have decided to vote for Shure in 2027. Freedom is coming at last. Interesting. Do you think so? Do you also think that Shure is the way to go? Do you think Mr. Peter Obi is the way to go? Let us hear your voice loud and clear in the comments. Who you would like Nigerians to really go for? Would you like it to be Mr. Peter Obi, or perhaps Mr. Omoyele Sowore of the African National Congress? But Mr. Peter Obi is in a dicey situation right now. That is why if you check the picture on your screen very well, you see that Atiku Abubakar is in a tug of war with Mr. Peter Obi and the Obedient Movement in terms of getting the ticket of ADC. So it is still very much, you know, a very debatable something. Mr. Peter Obi is in a very dire situation. He's in a very complicated situation, and of course, it is still not sure whether or not he's going to be the ticket flag bearer of the ADC. It seems as though other players are involved. Other interests. It seems as though other interests are involved in ADC. That makes it even more difficult for Mr. Peter Obi to emerge. It seems as though the journey or the pathway for Mr. Peter Obi to emerge based on now him using leg, carrying leg go their miss now. Shey you no go know say Atiku Obi is a Atiku Abubakar is a big spender when it comes to if he wants to run for office. He no go talk say he no know now. He no go talk say he no doing calculation well. So this old pressure by the obedient movement for Atiku Abubakar, whose age is on his side. I'm just talking like a normal analysis here. I am not very much interested, neither do I really fancy the Nigerian political space. Please let's start the live so that more people will join this conversation. But I don't really be a fan of Nigerian politicians. I have categorized them into one bunch. Nigerian politicians are Nigerian politicians. Anyone who has led or perhaps occupied any roles in Nigeria, I do not really fancy. And it's because I have so much high taste for quality, really. I have taste for quality leadership. I have taste for quality projects, projects that can really outlive you. systems that you have built that can outlive you, legacies that are not, that propaganda is not what you will use to push it. You don't need anybody to really, the facts will be able to prove itself, right? And there are conflicting reports about the administration of Mr. Peter Obi. There are also conflicting results, or conflicting opinions about the administration of Tinubu. So all of these controversies in Lagos, me I can even say about the one of Lagos, it's a total shame, right? But in the scheme of things, Lagos is still the best state in Nigeria in every area. But Lagos is nowhere near what should be called excellent, because I know so, because I am living there currently, and you can see me. This is not even this is still after, just after 4, I believe, or let me see, after 5, I believe. After 5, they should, everywhere should, there should be cross ventilation, but the housings are built in such a way that there's no cross ventilation. People don't really live long in Lagos. The hustle and bustle in Lagos is crazy. The environment, the stench in the environment is unbearable. All right, you see even the choicest areas of Lagos littered with human feces everywhere. The drainages are blocked. All right, the anyhowness of the agberos is unbearable. The security in many mainlands area and islands is not reliable. All right, there's no emergency services. The other day there was still a house that got burnt in one of the choicest estates in Nigeria, and there was no emergency service, no firefighters to come back to it. And people are paying taxes in Lagos in billions of naira. So where is the money going to? Really? Thank you so much. Let me check some comments. Unfortunately, I cannot read comment from here. I have to use my phone. Should raise the way. Current water here. If Nigeria are very ready, they will vote for Moele Shore. Thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you for that feedback. Said Nigerians are ready, they will vote for Shore. Hmm. That is if Nigerians are ready. Are Nigerians even really ready? That is the question that I think is logical to ask. Are Nigerians ready? Eh? And if you force us enter inside river, you don't fit force am make you drink water now. You no fit force us make you do it, make you drink water. But if you force am make you enter river, you no fit force am make you drink water. Mm. Let me proceed. And yeah, you can see people really endorsing Shore, uh, and of course, so many things are happening. This is another post. I am taking the train to Ibadan for the first time, boarding at Agege. My excitement was greatly dampened by the sight that greeted passengers as we approached the train. People sleeping on some of the tracks. The Nigerian Railway Corporation officials say they can't get them to leave. Imagine. People are sleeping on the rail track. This is Lagos, really. I dey talk am about Lagos. No be now I just talk about Lagos. I talk about Lagos not quite long ago now. Look at the Lagos. All right, look at the Lagos. People are waiting. They are sleeping on the. There's huge. There's a huge level of what homelessness. This is by Sonaya. Right, Remi Sonaya is a presidential candidate of the Kowa party in the Nigerian 2015 election, retired professor of French and applied linguistics. Right, this is one of the Nigerian professionals, so you cannot really doubt. She's not putting out propaganda out there. She's just stating matters the way they are. Look at people sleeping, and this is even more sanitary. If we are to compare that with Oshodi, it is huge. We are to compare this situation in Lagos with that one that you can see in Oshodi. It is huge, man. And you now have Lagos being called the center of excellence. You know, it's nothing of such. And you can see the development behind. You can see that well constructed staircase and pillars and all that. But beneath it are hungry, poor people. Let me read some comment from that post. Let's see if we can get some comment from the post. Um, the person that posted this said, I've seen some reactions to this post. Let me respond. Just this once. Being homeless doesn't give you the right to sleep on rail tracks. You endanger yourself and the other people. I hear that trains sometimes run over them. That could cause an accident. Please, we must have order. I think I beg to disagree respectfully to this our dear professor, and it tells you the kind of ruthlessness you have in Nigeria. Our professors are ruthless, very ruthless, and she doesn't really want to know, waiting cause their homelessness. She wouldn't want to call the government out for making people homeless. She would not even want to even. This is 4 hours ago. So this is very, very recent post. She would not want to use that opportunity to address what the government of Lagos State is doing in Oworoshoki, in Makoko, and other areas that the Lagos State government is demolishing people's building, both the poor and the rich. You know, Palm View Estate in Lekki also is being demolished, has been demolished. What millions of investment? All right. So where do you want them to live? Hey, where do you want them to go when the government are the ones really causing their homelessness, really? So I think this thing should be really put in the right kind of perspective, really. So Adu Ake says Nigerians often make excuses for actions that are wrong, clearly wrong. Poverty doesn't justify deliberately and engaging in self-destructive or unlawful behavior. In an attempt to avoid personal responsibility, many people are quick to shift the blame entirely on government rather than holding individuals accountable for their actions. I am not ready to really read everything where you read it. I think I have been able to get your drift. All right. And the drift is that because people are poor, they should not endanger their life. Now, because you never know anything that they call poverty, you don't have an idea of what is called poverty. You have not been cornered to a tight corner in your life. So there's no way you understand what poor people are going through. Does it really make sense? Okay, this thing is even countering their position. So who would have the option to live in a house and rather choose to go and live in on a train track where he knows that train can literally crush him or her? Who would want to have that preference? So if they don't want that preference, it means na condition na im make their crayfish bend. Eh, Na condition make crayfish bend. So instead of you to pity their condition, can you see? Instead of you to pity their condition, our professionals are basically, tongue lashing them and basically adding insults to their injury. All right. All right. How is it lawless? This is from Ada for real. How is it lawless if we had a good government, good working? Yes, I think this is a very great point. How is this lawless if we had a good working government? That is, if we have a good working government that is, you know, basically interested in housing, public housing, and of course, if not, there should be shelter places for people like this. All right, let's even admit, all right, that yes, government is not responsible for their ordeal. That is, if we want to even admit that government is not responsible for their ordeal. That is if we are assuming, Shouldn't government make provision for people like this in the society, that okay, or perhaps mount some level of monitoring across the rail tracks? Is there any officer that is assigned to that place to really see to it that people don't put their life in danger like that? But our professionals would not want to call the government out for not putting law enforcement in place so that people can really not stay there, not to arrest them, oh, but just to keep on reminding people that this thing is dangerous, don't go there, you can go to this place. There's providing alternative really for the people. If you know how many people dey for some place, you go provide wetin, you go provide alternative. And of course, please, let's tap the screen, let's tap the screen. You go provide wetin, you go provide alternative. And of course, please, let's tap the screen. Yeah, let's share the life. Let the life go viral. All right, there are many people that really want to see this, or perhaps want to really contribute or see this content. There are many people that really want to see this, or perhaps want to really contribute or see. Thank you so much for that. Let's tap on this so that the life can be shared far and wide. When you think it is not in US that has homeless people, boom, Nigeria has one of the highest homeless population in the world, even higher than the US. That is quite tragic in a country with milk filled with milk and honey. In a country filled with milk and honey, you have people living, sleeping on the track. Hmm. All right, and there are many comments. Government as a state should arrest them to serve community service on the rail line. You can see how ruthless people can be, because no be them dey for that kind situation. People can be very ruthless. NRC officials are not serious about removing them. When they are ready, every single person will be out of there. Even a madman knows the difference between a wheelbarrow and a trailer. So, and of course, and on and on and on and on. People have so much to say about this, but well, let's move. All right. Let's see what an average Nigeria is going through in the hands of the police officer that should be protecting them. You stop me and ask me to unseal a box of food I am delivering to a customer. Yes, you don't want me to record it as evidence, and you are even threatening to slap me. Why are you running from the camera? This is from a dispatch rider as he questions a Lagos State police officer. It is crazy what people are going through in Nigeria. You know, this
So like this,
police is your friend.
they said they won't check this very one.
I will slap you.
No, not appear, not appear for you. Now,
why not?
why do you think?
Why can't they face me?
Look the direction now. Me, I even they tell you say not appear for you. You tell me say this thing. Why you come inside the video? Now you say make a video ram. Or else I not get any right to open anything with the food like this.
Open that.
Only you say make a open. Only you can't say make a not video and you can't still say you want to slap me again. And since I even video ram said.
Open that.
So now they for checking point here. They say make are they even going to know if really say a checking point, because none of an person even appear here, sir.
You know when they do so, that everywhere they appear there.
Well, at least say as a video ram, it go record. So sir, I want press this thing so that make him give them view whether any of their uniform show to know whether not them say make her open the food.
You make me use my patient there. Off this thing now. That I'm giving you enough time. Off it.
Sir, you not go feel say make her offer because now food they can't say na me
You don't
poison
take the
food.
finish.
If they can't say na me poison food, why I want to go defend myself? You go follow me go there.
Okay.
They told me say this thing make her offer one thing. And you dey run from camera, you dey talk something where they hot like this, they say make her this thing.
This one will get up here now. What to do?
Not here, they try to open. You know, this thing a fragile island, and they take this thing. I tell me, not just put person for problem. They run for camera and you dey say make they open food for you.
Every day.
Now you
See,
carry
I
am
need to
now.
damage this thing, this cellophane.
This one,
I
this
need
one
to
is
Because
damage
open.
this
This one I
cellophane
dey
they
open.
are
See am.
because I
harassing
don't know
See
the
you.
where
way
they
to
dey
They are
package
open
am
am.
back.
doing
See
Now
where they dey
their
policeman
open
job.
I
am.
say make I
See
for
where they dey
Odo for
open
here.
am.
Now him policeman say make I open am.
You are videoing me.
Not be you the talk camera, no see, not just stress me for over this thing, Jerry. Not be you say make I talk, not be you the drag camera, they go face yourself. You say make a video something. How they want to even know if really send a police message. If they talk something they all self, right? Go down to make a fact. If I even carry SDB self, do you think if I even carry SDB self, as you say make a stop, you think I go 50 stop say?
You no go stop.
Me where I don already pass you before you they say make a stop. And they say this thing, say why am I videoing this thing? Only you they drag my phone with me self.
Meet dey here. Fine.
And
This one I meet dey here.
police they talk say maybe meet the inside like meet niggas. It's crazy what Nigerians are going through every day, really. This is just an experience of one Nigerian, just one. You stop me and ask me to unseal a box of food I am delivering to a customer. Yet you don't want me to record it as evidence. And you are even threatening to slap me. You know, why are you running from the camera? All right. People are going through a lot. And this tells you the level of the condition of the Nigerian police. Nigerian police, fear them. Oh. That is why camera is very important for you to take camera with you. And of course, record every encounter you have with the police. Mm, record every encounter. Otherwise, you go explain, tire. No evidence. You go explain. Okay, if this guy did not record this, put this thing on record now. All right. If he no record am, say na police stop am to check wetin dey inside food wey dey order o. Food wey customer order, they already write fragile on it. That is, if anybody open am, na im be say the person wan poison the food, or perhaps the person wan chop from the thing wey dey inside the food, and that will ruin the whole idea of food delivery, really. But you have your police, trying to unwrap it and remove. Are there no other ways, or perhaps of should they not press for other things? In some other parts of the world, there are devices that can really detect. There are devices that can detect if there's any form of exhibit, even by just swiping, using just a particular equipment to swipe the body of that food. The machine will read it whether or not that thing is exhibit. They don't even have to, And of course, if the police insist, that means police go ready to pay damages to both the dispatch rider and the person wey order the food. Because the person wey order the food go fit sue the police, say police na im deprive am from eating. And of course, if that person na ulcer patient, the person go fit sue them for adding insult to the injury wey dey for im body. So this is how, and of course, talking about police, these police officers, even their highest rank, they are getting into trouble. Na im make Showore win a case against them today. A high court judge, federal high court judge has just awarded 30 million naira in favor of Showore in a case involving, the CP of Lagos, you know, Commissioner of Police of Lagos, wey declare Showore wanted without court order. He declared Showore wanted without court, and of course, court awarded him, 30 million naira today. All right, which also, and I will read very briefly. All right, while the illegal IGP Kayode Egbetokun was busy running from courtroom to courtroom, desperately shopping for ex parte orders to cover up monumental police illegalities, Justice Musa Kakaki of the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos, delivered a resounding blow this morning to their tyranny. In a stinging and unequivocal rebuke, the court condemned CP Bozo Moshood Jimo of the Lagos State Command for unlawfully declaring me wanted last year, October, and awarded 30 million naira in damages against the Nigerian police force. The judgment was clear, firm, and excruciatingly loud in its message. Abuse of power has consequences. Barrister Tope Tomokun anchored the case with diligence, courage, and precision. Justice prevailed, at least today. So, obviously, the Nigerian police are getting, even the top echelon of the Nigerian police, they are being made to, if you sabi law, and the reason why Chore is able to win the case against them now is because Chore do wetin. Chore sabi law. If you sabi wetin you, if you know your right, Nigerian police no go no go do you anyhow because you know exactly what your right is, and nobody, once you know your right, and of course you put everything on record, no dey fear, put everything on camera for it to be on record that this is what really transpired. But in this year, Nigerian police should be having body cam, despite all of the money wey dem dey budget. Eh? All of the money wey Nigerian police dey collect as budget every year, dem no fit still, you know, procure body cam for their officers, such that there will be no any, doubt. There will be no doubt. There will be no doubt whatsoever that something, transpired and how it transpired. So the case go clear. The case go clear. But as e dey now, Nigerian police no get that kind thing. All right, and of course, you have to now make provision for yourself to provide your own kind of arrangement. Provide your own arrangement, really. So thank you so much for joining the live. Please let's tap on the screen so that the live will go, far to those that would need this kind of content. If you enjoy this kind of content and if you want us to keep coming back, I think you can encourage us. If you can give us gifts, power tap so that the live can go viral. Thank you so very much. Akinyola Oye says it must have been 1990. We had traveled all the way from Port Harcourt to Ile-Ife to spend a long weekend at the new duplex my dad had built in Omole Estate. My relative just my relative came over to join us and I was thrilled as they were all around my age. So the house was suddenly full of noise, laughter, and that special cousin energy. This was during Ramadan, and my cousins' families were proper devout Muslim. But some strange coincidence, maybe mom's idea of fairness or a church schedule, she decided to she decided we kids should fast that week too. So hunger was the official mood of the entire household, no exceptions. The first night, I noticed something. Everyone woke up ridiculously early, like suspiciously early. The next morning, I refused to be left out of whatever secret fun was happening. The moment I heard the first steps, I jumped out of the bed. It was still dark outside, probably around 5:30 to 5:45 a.m. I tiptoed through the hallway, following my nose towards a swamp towards a warm, unmistakable aroma drifting from the kitchen. I crept closer and bam, there they were, all my cousins plus my mom, crowded around a big pot on the stove, spoons already in motion. I couldn't hold it in. I shouted at the top of my voice, "You people are eating during Ramadan." The kitchen froze, eyes wide, spoons suspended mid-air. Then everyone burst out laughing, including my mom. Turns out Sahar is allowed, very allowed. I had accused the whole fasting squad of breaking fast at the exact time they were supposed to be eaten before the fast began. The thing they always make me laugh. years later. Happy Ramadan, my Muslim fam. So this is a Ramadan, post, and of course, I believe some of us will find that very hilarious. Speed Darlington is pleading to be linked with Sheyi Tinubu for the success of the City Boy movement in Imo State. Akpi don't throw Peter Obi under the bus. What Isaac Fayoshe said about the Igbos is 100% fact. What really happened? Let's hear from Akpi himself.
Yeah, Shay Tinubu, this video is for you. I think we should link up and come up with ideas and ways to make sure 2027 is a success. Yes, I think I'm your go-to guy for my side. Those Igbo guys where you follow, those Igbo guys that told you they can help you. I hear say their name na city boys, but none of them they enter village with like security. What do you mean? I want mama they enter in state, not just to where enter village, no security. My people love me. I am the best to reach them and convince them. Draw chief priest in the enter village without security.
Imagine.
Get at me, Shay Tinubu, get at me. Let's bind head together and come up with the best time ideas and movement to enter Imo State and make sure Imo State is ours for the upcoming election. Shay Tinubu, get at me.
This is quite interesting. Akpiwa Mama self don't join City Boy movement. Really, this is the same guy that really,
Shay
one
Tinubu,
of the
this video
fierce
is for you.
critics of Tinubu.
I think we
You
should
know,
link up
he's the one that would
and
say
come up
Tinubu's
with
government is the
ideas
worst
and
government
ways
ever.
to make sure
But
2027
it's
is a
very, very
success.
interesting that
Yes,
Akpiwa
I think
Mama
I'm
is
your
now a City
go-to
Boy
guy for my side.
asking for Tinubu
Those Igbo guys where
to link up with him.
you follow, those Igbo guys that
Interesting.
told you
And
they
this is
can
what is
help
called
you.
what many people
I hear
would
say
call
their name na city boys, but none
strategy.
of them they enter
That
village with like
people are
security.
throwing themselves at
What
him,
do you mean? I
knowing
can want
fully
mama
well
they
that
enter Imo
he
State.
rewards loyalty.
Not just to win.
He rewards
Enter
loyalty
village,
first.
no security.
So
My people
that is the
love me.
strategy.
I
And
am the
what is
best
his
to
reward
reach them
mechanism
and
for
convince
loyalty?
them. God chief
His
priest.
reward mechanism for
In the
loyalty
enter
is very simple.
village without security.
Money. Money is it.
Get at me,
We
Shay
saw how
Tinubu.
the City Boys
Shay
movement
Tinubu, get
basically
at
shut
me.
down a state,
Let's
a particular
bind head
program
together
not
and
quite
come
long
up with
ago.
the best time
They basically shut
ideas and
down that
movement to
vibe
enter Imo State
with gifts.
and make sure
The host that was
Imo
playing
State is
neutral
ours
was
for the
singing on your
upcoming
mandate we
election.
shall stand.
Shay Tinubu,
All
get
right?
at me.
The host was singing on your mandate we shall stand. I would, I'm still figuring it out if I should play the video or not. But it's very, very clear.
Shay Tinubu,
All
this
right?
video
Very
is
clear
for
that
you.
something is wrong
I
somewhere.
think we should link up
You know,
and come up with ideas and ways to make sure 2027 is a success. Yes, I think I'm your go-to guy for my side. Those Igbo guys where you follow, those Igbo guys that told you they can help you. I hear say their name na city boys, but none of them they enter village with like security. What do you mean? I can want mama they enter Imo State, not just to win. Enter village, no security.
it's interesting. Everybody is falling in line, really, to the City Boy movement. Everybody. And these are people that have done well for
This
themselves,
video
really.
is for you.
These are not
I
hungry
think we
people.
should link up
Akpi,
and come up with
Akpiwa Mama is
ideas
one of the
and ways
artists that is sought
to make
after in
sure
Nigeria.
2027 is a success.
All right, and he takes
Yes.
plane to his
I think
shows.
I'm
You know
your
how much
go-to
it is
guy
to take plane
for
to
my
your
side.
show in Nigeria, really.
Those
But
Igbo guys
Happy
where you
is declaring his support
you
for
follow,
Tinubu,
those Igbo guys
and
that
of
told you they
course,
can
some
help
of
you.
us will
I
call
hear
that
say
out
their
because
name na
this
city
same
boys,
Happy
but none of them they enter
has
village. Oh,
criticized
look at
Tinubu in the
stupidity.
past. You now begin to wonder,
Wetin
waiting this
happy
up
one mama they
for
enter
Nigeria. What's
Imo
changed,
State,
really? If not just
not just to
for the sake of money.
enter village
If it's not
for
money, what
security.
changed?
My people love
Is it
me.
from the
I am the
standpoint? Is
best
it throwing
to
himself
reach them
into the
and
ring of
convince
this
them
whole thing now
to watch his
because
face. If they
he
enter
loves
village without
Tinubu
security,
that much? Is it
Gerard
because he
will
loves
show it to
Tinubu
you.
very much,
Show it to
or
you. And
perhaps
Gerard
he's
will
basically
let's
fighting for
let's bind the head
his
together
own
one
belly,
and
really,
then best time
his own belly,
ideas and
you know?
movement to enter Imo State to make sure Imo State is ours for the upcoming election. Shane Tinubu, Gerard.
It is very interesting that we are beginning to see all of these things play out. All right, we begin to see all of these things play out in real time. This is what is called political sagacity. Political sagacity in Nigeria is money, how much you can spend, the practicality of how much you can mobilize. This is how politics goes into the villages. If you want politics to go to the grassroots, these are the people that you need to really. These are the structures that will take politics to the grass. So Nigerian celebrities do not have any issues with really taking politics to the grassroots from the standpoint of they want to fix their society. They are taking it to the and they don't even have a problem taking politics to the grassroots. They don't have that problem, but they want to be incentivized to do so. They want to be given money, mobilized to do so. And this very you now begin to see people saying AAC is not known in the grassroots, Showore is not known in the grassroots, and they are the very same people who has mom, who has families in the grassroots. Me, I'm telling my family in Oyo State, for instance, about Showore, and I'm using my influence. But my influence is not. They don't really listen. All right, because of what I am not dropping money. All I want to say is that yeah, for their own good, they should really vote for Showore. That's all. For their own good, they should vote for a revolutionary that can bring them dividends of democracy. But that is not enough as far as the Nigerian psyche is concerned. And of course, you can't blame them. The people have been engineered to think that way. They have been engineered to see that well, if you don't give, and of course, if the deal between Akpi and City Boy goes through, if the deal between Akpi, Speed Darlington, and City Boy and Sheyi Tinubu goes through, he would also do it. If you reach in village, wetin he go do? He go drop money. He go drop money for people wey go really do wetin. Also drop money for people wey go vote. This is an ecosystem. All right, the Nigerian influencers, and not just influencers, even Nigerians generally, they know the right thing, but they would not do the right thing until they are incentivized to do it. All right, people like Akbi that should be at the very forefront of good governance because he has complained about Tinubu. All right, he has complained about Tinubu, and I'm about to really, maybe I would have to share this also. But wait, let me see. I will have to download it really. It's not downloadable. Okay, let me see if I can share this on the screen. I'm currently on TikTok. Basically, okay, let me see if I can share it on the screen. Okay, okay, I can share it on the screen. That'll be the second thing I'm sharing on the screen. So everybody can really see, all right? You know, we can really see. Okay, let me now play it. You know, you now begin to see hypocrisy in Nigeria, really.
Tinubu no do this thing. Find a way to pay back what Nigeria has borrowed from white people. Tinubu no do this thing. I go hate you till the day I die. Don't do this thing. Monkey they walk, baboon they chop. Government they borrow, citizens they pay. Citizens we no taste anything. We not taste anything.
This was
Tinubu
just
no do this
recently
thing.
when
Find a way to pay back what
was complaining.
Nigeria
He
has
said he
borrowed
would
from white
not
people.
like
Tinubu no do
Igbo
this thing.
forever.
I go hate you
Implement
till the
tax
day I
income,
die.
and if he has
Don't
implemented
do
it,
this thing.
he said, see what he said. He said, I would dislike you to the day I die for implementing income tax. Now Tinubu has implemented income tax. Now that Tinubu has implemented income tax, instead of Akpi to do it instead of Akpi to basically implement what he has said, all right, he just simply do it in. He declared support for the city boy movement. So compare that with this. Let's compare that previous video with this. Let's compare it, and you now begin to
For
see,
you.
you know,
I think we should
Nigerian
link up
celebrities,
and come up with ideas and ways to make sure 2027.
you know,
Shey Tinubu, this video is for you.
it's crazy.
I think we should link up and come up with
Nigerian
ideas and
people
ways
that
to make
who
sure
have made some
2027
interesting
is a
things popular in
success.
Nigeria. Really.
Yes, I think I'm your go-to guy for my side. Those Igbo guys when you follow, those Igbo guys that told you they can help you. I hear say their name na city boys, but none of them they enter village with that security.
Happy.
What do you mean? I
Thank
don't
you
want
so
to
very much.
enter
I
Imo
think somebody
State,
has gifted us something.
not just
That,
to wear.
thank
Enter
you so very
village,
much.
no
Med.
security. My people love me. I am the best to reach them and
Ben
convince them.
CEO1. Thank you so
Your
much.
chief priest in the enter village with
Civic,
that
I don't clear.
security.
So sorry about that.
Get at me,
But for the sake of new viewers, I
get
want to
at
please
me.
complete
Let's
and have repetition.
bind head together and come up with the best ideas and movement to enter Imo State and make sure Imo State is ours for the upcoming election. Shane Tinubu, get at me.
Sheyi Tinubu eat at me, basically. And of course, let me even take a look at the comments. Let's laugh small. Maybe we catch cruise more. Really. Of course, do you think I don't think it is true. Based on this person's post, it says Mr. Darlington is pleading to link with Sheyi Tinubu for the success of City Boy movement in Imo State. Akpi don't throw Peter Obi under the bus. What Isaac Fayoshe said about the Igbos is 100% fact. I don't think it's 100% fact. I don't think it is true that all Igbos uh, have a price, that they can do anything for money. I don't think that is true. I think, just like every other tribe, there are, there are, there are people in every tribe that can actually sell their conscience for money in every tribe in Nigeria. Isaac Fayoshe himself, you know, wouldn't say that there are no such people in Yoruba land. All right. And nobody would also have any form of evidence to prove that there are no such people who can also be bought and purchased with money in Arewa land. It's everywhere. It's in Yoruba land, it's in Efik land, it's in Kalabari land. It's in is a global, is a national problem. So we have to have some level of introspection, whether or not we want to continue or run a country like this. You know. Beg city boy movement. No one this kind of person. No, he's just wasting his time. Really. 2027 election will be like an seasonal movie to Obi and his delusional followers. Interesting. Interesting. We don't need people like this. Shea Tinubu doesn't need to see him. If he's sincere, let him work first. Then after we talk, we are too smart to be defrauded by village boys. Beggy beggy. Make we link him with portable for another entertainment. So yeah, and on and on and on and on. Yeah. Let me take two more comments. So now he wants to associate himself with the zoo. What money cannot do does not exist. This is very interesting, and of course, yeah, Akpi is a Biafran, but I think it seems as though Akpi have abandoned the Biafran struggle, and I think I find that very very interesting. You know, I find that very very interesting. Hmm. Comrade Amoda says, I said they should vote Peter Obi. Dollar will enter 2,500 naira. These are men of eight. 2.5 years later, they have put to shame. This is an APC person also very much rejoicing. You know, APC members rejoicing that, yeah, a particular prophet who is a Peter Obi person, the prophecy did not come to pass just 2 years later. But, well, you know is I think Buhari left dollar to around 700 to 600 naira. Now dollar is 1 4, so it's still not better really. Hmm. Akwa Ibom State, frame one, 32 billion naira church built by the state government. Frame two, video of one of their primary schools. Your leaders are, it's crazy. Let's take a look. All right, this is a building. This is a this is a church. The video, the view that you are looking at now, this is a church that was built with 32 billion. I think the current governor in Akwa Ibom State is a pastor, and he he built this magnificent edifice. He built this magnificent edifice for faith, basically a church for 32 billion. Now imagine someone who spent 32 billion to build this, and look at the primary
We are here in primary school Ikonbon there, off school road, here in Uyo. Look at what the children are passing through.
this reminds
This
me.
is the chalkboard.
And I said it.
The children in
I said it that in Nigeria there are indeed schools with chalkboard and no social amenities. Nothing. I said this thing. I have been saying it since last year. It seems as though I am blowing things out of proportion. The Nigerian politicians are very, very some set of interesting set of people. They are very interesting. They are so they hate the people so much that they really don't want to do stuff that will be of the benefit of the people, even though they have the means to do that. And if they were to do anything that is going to serve the people, it won't be qualitative, neither will it last long. Right? And they will take all of the glories for it. They will take pictures and photo ops, call all of the camera crew to really, let it be known that yeah, they are the one that did it. But look at this. What is look at the people, children sleeping on the floor, classroom floor, really. Look at the classroom floor. This is not even deserving for animals to. Even the man who is happens to be the governor of Akwa Ibom State, his dog, I'm sure, cannot live under this condition. His dog, and I bet you his dog doesn't eat the quality of food that his dog eats I'm sure better than the food that these children, humans, have access to. Can you really even comprehend that they hate our people that much? All right. Look at the floor of a primary school. Someone who built used 32 billion naira to build an edifice for church, for religion. Look at the quality of education in the place. Let me allow the sound. Look at the roof. It's crazy. Let's have
How it is. It's a shame. We are here in primary school called Bonde, off school road, here in Uyo. Look at what the children are passing through. This is the chalkboard. The children in school. Look at them here. And our governor is busy telling us that he wants to go and build housing in Abuja estate. But here in the state we have less privilege, that he would have looked into it and see how to help these people out. Look at the children here in school. Look at them. Look at what is happening. This is Akwa Ibom State. The state. Anybody that is going to send this video should send it to Moin or directly. Let him come down here and help these children. These are our future generations being suffering. They are all suffering because of teachers. Teachers, look at a teacher here. Look at teacher here. No table, nothing. Look at the ceiling. Look at the whole place, how it is. It's a shame. A shame to a state.
well. I think this is quite interesting, and of course we are currently live. Really, we have really joined our X destination. Our X account is now currently live too. So we are streaming on YouTube, TikTok, and X. YouTube. Yesterday we had over 200 views on YouTube. Wow, that's quite interesting. And of course on our TikTok today, I think the views is better compared to yesterday. And yeah, we promise you to be coming. We can hear so many message of, yeah, please, we want to be seeing you. Come often on TikTok. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, we effort is being made to really concentrate, or perhaps do not leave TikTok out of the means, of course, of the mix. So let's get back to business. Really, this is a current video, the current state of our educational system in Nigeria. This is the current state of our educational system in Nigeria. And you want pupils that comes out of this educational system to really compete with their counterparts in China. All right. You want them to compete with their counterparts in China. eh, Their counterpart who already knows the fundamentals of coding. eh, their counterpart who already knows the rudiments of coding, the rudiments of cyber security. eh, Their counterpart who already knows how construction works, really. Let's really take you there, all right? So you should see how this should look like, how things should look like in a normal situation. And I'm going to bring that to the screen. You now compare, all right? All right? Let's compare. All right, let's compare. Look at the environment, really. Just compare. Look at the furniture, the sitting arrangements, the classroom, the ambience, the materials, the audio visuals. All right, look at the audio. This is just last year video, 2025 video. Look at the setting, look at the ventilation, look at the numbers of teachers for one single class. This is how education looks like in serious countries. Now compare it with, and I'll be playing it side by side so that you go take the, you go the now they look you go they compare by yourself. All right, compare. Maybe we say make we check am, see the difference. Chalkboard, can you compare chalkboard? This is 1960, 1950 kind of situation, right? Chalkboard in 2026, ladies and gentlemen. All right, look at China, look at their uniform, look at their environment, look at how our own children, they are lying on the floor. All right, they are lying on the floor. The ground has become, very dusty. Their uniforms dusty. The environment very hot because they are basically, whatever is coming from the roof members is eating them directly. The heat, they don't even have writing material. They don't even have writing materials. They don't have textbooks. They are not exposed to extracurricular curricular activities. So just take look at the difference. So now you now be wondering why everything you own, all your gadgets, is made in China. Why would you be surprised? This microphone is made in China, the laptop made in China, everything, the phone, the lighting equipment, everything that I have here in my place called electronics is made in China. But here you have the Nigerian, we are spending 30 billion to build church. The very state that has this, all right, spent 32 billion naira to build a church. This is a scandal against humanity. And of course, it's also a big disappointment coming out of a pastor, because we understand that the current governor of Akwa Ibom State is indeed a pastor. And of course, we welcome very especially as many as those that have joined us. Please tap on the screen. Please, if you enjoy what we do, if you like this content, please tap on your screen. So you see the difference. The difference is clear. The difference is clear. Difference is clear. You can see how organized, right? How organized the Chinese counterpart. This is elementary school, the same elementary school in that should. This reminds me how my class was when I was in school, in primary school in early 90s, 1996, 1997. So things have remained the same for the past 2 decades, or perhaps things have. For instance, now you can see some level of development, but not maintained or no, qualitative. You can see that they must have repaired the classroom at some point, put new roof members and all of those things, but it has degenerated over time. It has. So they put out contents or perhaps projects that cannot stand the test of time. Whatever projects you see Nigerian politicians do, it is just to score points, just for the photo ops, just for the photo ops. So yeah, I think we have proven beyond every reasonable doubt that there's difference, and our politicians do this intentionally. And now the people we now they call politicians, it is they are experience. This is what you call experience. This is what many of our people call experience. That so look at what experience is, what the people of Akwa Ibom State are experiencing from the experience. Look at what they are going through. So the question is, should our people continue with this kind of situation? Should our people continue to experience this kind of experience? Should our people continue to experience this kind of experience? I think let me find a way to just put these. There are people that should join us, but the links have not been sent to them. And let me quickly do some homework in that regard. I'll be back to continue the live commentary. So thank you so much for joining us. Please tap on your screen. Let's make this live, go to as many people that deserve to be on this, platform. It's very important that we get this to as many people as possible to join us